What you're saying is any given industry or any given leader will be, probably looking for fresh
Solutions
perspectives and
and
all of that.
solutions.
And
See,
as a graduate engineer, he comes in with a fresh perspective which is not stained by the experience. So that could be a opening gate for him to get into
see, it's
that.
a solution-driven market.
Maybe to
Whatever you're
add
getting into,
to
if you
the
don't have the solution, you're you're just another guy. You understood what I'm saying? You need to have that X to another spark to show that yeah, I think this makes sense.
just to add to it, Gautam, see, as you were mentioning about the India GDP, real estate contribution to it, I'm sure about 15 to 20% of India's GDP is driven by real estate, and it's growing year on year, right?
Thanks to COVID, of course.
Thanks to COVID, of course, as people realize the importance of homes and bigger homes,
Yeah,
larger homes, yeah,
Okay.
larger office
yeah,
spaces,
and the
flexible office
farmlands,
spaces. So
multiple
see,
things that
yeah,
people have realized the importance and felt that the need of living for themselves, not for generations, is I think that's the
the
kind
new
of trend that
design.
is coming in. Of course, when to an immediate generation is what they were targeting, not that future generations. With that add-on, like if the students are empowered with the mindset of not looking at a job or creating a job as an opportunity, utilizing the kind of core domain that they are getting educated from. If they think that I wanted to, how do I get into a job? What is the job opportunity that are lying in front of me today? Rather, if they change, if the shift is been created in their mindsets, that instead of that, how you can empower yourself to give jobs the moment you get out of the university. I think that is where they will be even more eager or even more passionate to learn things and adapt to that the upcoming opportunities that they have, they can create for others. I think that shift also needs to be brought into the people's mindset.
I think passion is the right word. What you said. You need to be passionate. You can't
From the
survive
college
anything.
Because
perspective, Gautam, just one point I will say, which both of them were talking about. Though the number of engineers graduating from colleges have increased over the years, most of this increase has been in IT. In core, it has been pretty stagnant or it
yes,
has come down over the years. And during admissions, we see that students who take any core engineering, they take that with interest in it. That means especially civil, mechanical, chemical, those who have taken. So how do we understand that is because during admissions, there are several rounds, right? The way it happens in India, there are
Yeah.
rounds of admission. We see a lot of movement happening in the IT students, where students go from one college to the other, or try to move their branch from some AI to information technology to computer science and so on. But those who take core engineering, they don't move much. They remain there because they have come out of interest in that. So, I mean, I'm just making this point. So, even though the number of graduating engineers, not only in my college, but across India looks a very large, 85% of that is IT only. Okay, so for example, out of 5,000, I have just 120 civil engineers graduating. And that has been like that since 10 years now. We have not increased that number. But 10 years back, we would have had what? 1,500 or 2,000 engineers graduating. That has increased to 5,000. All the increase is in IT only. So I'm just saying that we noticed this trend, and especially with civil, we have noticed that those who take it out of interest, either because of family business or that type of a background, or they want to pursue this as a career option.
I mean, I just wanted to add towards the part of civil, right? I mean, though we hire a lot of civil engineers within the space of interiors as well, I could say around 60 to 70% of civil engineer students have predominantly taken the divert of their career towards interior space. The reason being that is they also wanted to be creative enough where
Yes.
to step into an interior space and kind of upskill themselves and certify themselves towards an interior space. And though they still work towards the project management and other aspects of working in the industry, there is a different domain altogether to also justify the studies and kind of take the career path towards it.
Sure.
So Bharat wanted to, quickly, because given that you mentioned, right? So if there is a civil engineering graduate and there is a big market for interiors,
Correct.
because of the increase in discretionary spend that India has,
Yeah.
so how does he get into interiors?
See, one is obviously the certification and the upskill that you do towards the
So if I
interior.
do a certification, would I immediately get an
It
interior
is
job?
not. I mean, see, again, what kind of certification that you do towards the interior space? Maybe there are different departments in it where you do it, the interior designing upskill, or you're doing a project management upskill, or you're doing an a quality check or a production upscale, right? So it differentiates in different aspects of it, because interior design doesn't comprise in one. So they have several stages to it of every process that we do, right? So there are people who studied for designing, and there are people who study for PMC, which is project management. There are people who study for execution, right? So there are different aspects of it, but I see the majority of civil engineers are kind of coming towards interior space, so that there is a larger spectrum of opportunity in interior space for the people who is not very much aligned towards doing the core job.